The Clippers just made themselves into a solidified title contender. Let's talk about it. First, how you guys doing? Good to hear. The Clippers were already a great team, right? They finally got healthy Kawhi back, who everybody saw he's a robot on the court, doesn't miss many shots, and he can erupt for 40 and you give it 9. You pair that with the defense they had, that Kawhi has, that Chris Dunn has, Norman Powell has, Ivica Zubac that has, their bench has, they have Batum off the bench, they have Ben Simmons on the bench who can defend, Derek Jones Jr. who can defend. And overall, this team is it's so well built to be a championship team. And they brought the only team to bring the champions to 7. They brought them to 7. They brought the Nuggets to 7 in round 1, which is, they were like, well, I forget what the seed they were, but they were a black horse in many people's books because this team is it's so well constructed that how do you not put them as a black horse? You have James Harden, which is the engine. You have Kawhi, which is the steering wheel. Winging this. You have Ivica Zubac, which is the wheels, I guess. You got Norman Powell, which is the doors. I don't know. But this team is it's a really good team. That's all I'm saying. And if you didn't think they could improve, they did. They signed Brook Lopez, a phenomenal backup defensive center who can space the floor. Are you kidding me? This team can hang with the best. I mean, you watched it against Jokic. He still had good games, of course, but they almost eliminated everyone else on the court because of their defense. And the offense is going to... You can't get to the paint on their starting lineup because Zubac is there. So you bring in the bench lineup, and they're like, oh, the team's like, oh, hey, we can get to the paint. No, Brook Lopez is there. And you have a paint-dominant force in Zubac, and they bring in their bench, and they're like, okay, we don't have to worry about the paint as much. Now you're going to worry about the 3 ball from Brook Lopez. And on top of that, they bring in another defensive center in Drew Eubanks. Can't score the ball as well, but, when you have all of this firepower, you can afford to not have everybody scoring the ball. Now, Kawhi being healthy is the best thing that has ever happened to them. And barring any injuries, I think they can just run it back and go even deeper this time. Pause. This team is already a playoff team. Before they added Brook Lopez, I guess that's all they did. Before they drafted anyone, this team is already pretty much a title contender. And you add Brook Lopez, now it's solidified. And even in the West, the stacked West, this team is going to be a top seed, top 6 at least. And you look at their starting lineup: James Harden, Chris Dunn, Norman Powell, Kawhi, Ivica Zubac. They can all score the ball. And if you think about their bench, they have even more production. They have Bogdan Bogdanovic. They have Nicholas Batum who can shoot the 3. Drew Eubanks, They have Derek Jones Jr. They have Ben Simmons who can be an outlet passer, who can be a defender. Can't score the ball as much because he lacks confidence. Get that up, buddy, and you could be back to Ben Simmons, please. This team is just so good. And then their draft was also a good draft. They had 2 picks. They drafted, bear with me, Giannis Conan Naderhauser, maybe, and Kobe Sanders. So Niederhauser's comparison is Jackson Hayes, an athletic, bouncy center, shot blocker. He's 6'11". He can finish around the rim, but that's basically all he can do. Not much offensive variety. He doesn't have the best ball handle or decision making, which is you can deal with that. You can improve that at least, and you can sometimes get lost on the court when probably guarding faster players, which can all be things that can be taught to be better. Kobe Sanders' comparison is Kyle Kuzma, 6'7" shooting forward, or small forward. That's what it is. Not shooting forward, small forward. He averaged 16 points per game, 5 assists in college. Can create for others. Good athleticism, but limited upside. So his floor is there, but his ceiling is also kind of capped. But he's a scorer, so you can get off the bench, more off the bench production. He's just, as long as he gets minutes and translates well into the NBA, this is just more bench production for them. And their center is another type of archetype for center. They have the Twin Towers in Zubac and Brook Lopez, 2 defensive centers. One can shoot, one can score around the rim on anybody. Then you have this high-flying center who can, finish on the rim as well and catch a lob from James Harden. He can block shots. It's just this team is so defensively oriented while also having the star power and the firepower on offense. I mean, there's not much more to say about this team, really. They're running it back with the same team plus better players, plus better defenders. I mean, this could be their year. I don't know. This team is, and their coach is doing great with this team. I mean, it's good that he's probably a defensive-minded coach, because with this team, how can you not be? And even though this West is loaded this year, I think they still perform to be a top 7, top 6 seed at least, and be able to make a deep playoff run. As long as they can get, decent matchup, because they match up against the top 2 seeds, which I think are going to be the Thunder and the Rockets. It's obviously going to be hard. Even the Nuggets are going to be hard. It's going to be hard no matter what. So, but this team has one of the better chances in the league to make it to the finals. So, as long as they can just keep Kawhi healthy, keep everyone healthy, keep James Harden healthy, keep Zubac healthy, even though they have Brook Lopez that can play. I mean, Chris Dunn can score. There's not much more to say about this team besides they're ready. They have the experience, and these old guys, James Harden been in the playoffs most of his career. Kawhi is a playoff winner, or a championship winner. Brook Lopez is a championship winner. Zubac has been in the playoffs a good amount of time. Chris Dunn was in the playoffs last year with them. I don't really know where else he's been. Bogdan has been in the playoffs, I think. Batum has been in the playoffs. I mean, this whole team is it's ready. So don't be shocked if they go out and win it. But yeah, man, that was the Clippers off-season review. Obviously, this last season, nothing to be upset about. This next season, a lot to be excited about. Watch some Clippers games for sure. But yeah, man, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Hopefully I did good talking. Hope you learned something. Let me know what your favorite team is. Let me know how they're doing. Let me know how you're doing. Like, comment, subscribe. All that fun stuff. And yeah, I'll catch you guys tomorrow. Peace. This is day 9. I don't know if I said that, but day 9. We're almost to 10. First milestone. Woo! Anyways, peace.